What if the reason your marketing isn't working has nothing to do with marketing? Because most experts don't have a marketing problem. They actually have a clarity problem. And that distinction changes everything. Think about this. You probably invested a lot of time into marketing. You've watched videos, you've taken courses, you've even tried different strategies. You might have even hired help. Yet somehow, marketing always seems harder than it should. And that makes you sad. You know that you could help people, but content feels hit or miss. Leads aren't consistent. And referrals are great when they come in, but stressful when they don't. And every time you think you found the answer, some other expert comes along to tell you that you're doing something completely wrong. So you end up stuck, and not because you're lazy and not because you're bad at marketing, because you're solving the wrong problem. And that's where most experts get trapped. They focus on tactics, but tactics only work when the foundation is clear. Here's what that looks like. So imagine two coaches. We have Coach A over here, and we have Coach B over here. Now, both of these coaches are creating content. Both of them have experience to get the job done, and both of them are super helpful to their clients. But one of them attracts qualified leads consistently, and the other struggles to get new clients. Now, the question is, why? Well, most people would assume that this coach, Coach B, is better at content, or maybe he's more experienced or more helpful, but that's rarely the reason. The difference usually starts long before content is ever even creative. And that's where main character marketing method comes in, because most advice focuses on what to do. They say, post more. They say, run ads. They say, send emails. But before any of these things can work, there's three things that need to be clear. So it all starts with the foundation. This is the psychology of your brand, or what I call mindset. This is where we understand your audience, what they're struggling with, and why they should choose you over someone else. But here's the interesting thing. Most experts actually know their clients better than they think, but they struggle to communicate that to new people. That's what we call messaging. Messaging is being able to communicate why you're the best option for them in a way that's simple and easy for them to understand, so they want to be your client. Now, once these two are in play, the third piece of the puzzle is something we called map. And this is your strategy. And one of the biggest problems I see is so many people focus on here. They focus on strategy. They say, I need to focus on hooks and the algorithm and going viral. And if the mindset and the messaging isn't done right, then even if this works, you're not going to hit the right people. Because the point of mindset, the point of understanding your audience and understanding them intimately is so that way you know exactly what they're going through. So when you finally do go viral and you're making content under this knowledge, it actually connects with them. You actually know what the fuck you're talking about, where they'll listen. And then once you know this stuff, the challenge is, well, how do we actually put it in words that connect? Because there are certain words that your client is looking for that trigger them. So using their language, making the message simple. And once we have messaging right, then the final piece of the puzzle is the strategy portion. This is where we could focus on things like platforms, create some funnels, and we could really optimize everything so that way leads come in consistently. So before you ask yourself, what marketing strategy should you use? Ask yourself a better question. What's actually broken? Is it mindset? Do you lack clarity around your audience, your positioning, or why you're better than the competition? Is it messaging? Do you understand this, but people aren't actually connecting to what you're saying? Or is it actually your strategy? Do you understand everything that's going on and talk about it in a way that lands immediately without you needing to explain it? You just can't do it consistently yet. Because the answer to that question determines almost everything that comes next. So I'm curious, which one feels weakest in your business right now? Is it messaging? Is it mindset? Or is it map? Leave it in the comments below. And if you'd like to identify your biggest bottleneck, take the free marketing clarity quiz linked in the description below. It'll help you identify your biggest opportunity, whether it's in mindset, messaging, or map, so you can stop guessing and start focusing on what actually matters. And in the next video, we'll look into why marketing feels so overwhelming, even for smart, experienced experts.